हसरत है हमारी बाबा, कर दो वो पूरी आके। मिल जाओ प्यारे बाबा हम बच्चों से आके। मिल जाओ प्यारे बाबा हम बच्चों से आके।
मेरा जहाँ भी आया वहाँ उसी का फेरा हो जाता है, बदल जाती। अगर बुद्धि कहाँ भी बदलती है ना उलझन में, तो समझ लो ये मेरा उसको चेक करो, और जितना सुलझाने की कोशिश करेंगे उतना उलझे। इसलिए सभी बातों में क्या नहीं बनना है, दिल शिकस्त नहीं क्या नहीं बनेंगे। सब कहना नहीं करना है। भगवान के बच्चे ये तो पक्का वायदा है ना, इसको तो माया भी नहीं हिला सकती। जब ये पक्का वायदा है, निश्चय है, भगवान के बच्चे भी दिल शिकस्त हो जाए तो बड़ी दिल रखने वाले कौन होंगे, और कोई होंगे? आप ही क्या करेंगे? अभी समर्थ बन और सन shows father का पाठ पक्का करो, कच्चा नहीं करो, पक्का करो, है ना? सभी हिम्मत वाले हो, हिम्मत है हिम्मत। आज विदेश वाले बच्चे भी बहुत याद आ रहे, चारों और मधुबन से मन की लगन लगी हुई। बाप दादा भी सभी बच्चों को सामने देख विशेष याद और सेवा का याद प्यार दे रहे।
बड़ी मन भावनी मुरली प्रेम से प्राणों को सींचे, रसीली तान की ये डोर आपकी ओर ही खींचे, आपकी ओर ही खींचे। रूहानी स्नेह का जादू आपकी मीठी बातों में, रूहानी स्नेह का जादू आपकी मीठी बातों में।
Om Shanti. Use every treasure in a worthwhile way and become an embodiment of success. Remain stable in your flying stage. Because of the closeness of time, dark clouds of new situations, sanskars, and karmic accounts will come. But no matter how many dark clouds come, you just remain stable in your flying stage, and even the thick, dark clouds will disperse. And with the power of determination, you will become successful. Simply remember a short slogan: I have to use everything in a worthwhile way and achieve success. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Avikti Parivar. Today is day 21. Use every treasure in a worthwhile way and become an embodiment of success. Today's topic: remain stable in your flying stage. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti. Everyone okay, well, stay strong, very determined so that everything becomes easy. And Baba wants us to be on the flying stage. So what is flying stage? What is flying stage is there are situations, circumstances, but you go above them. Just fly over, But if you go into why this happened, who did it, this shouldn't have happened, all the time into why and what, then you get stuck there. So Baba is giving us lot of signal. Remain stable in your flying state. It's not that you fly then you come down, but constantly maintain flying state. So I was saying because of the closeness of time, closeness is that end of Iron Age, beginning of Golden Age, end of Confluence Age. So close towards that big transition where Kalpa has to change. So at that time, there are few things which will happen. So I was saying, because of the closeness of time, dark clouds of new situations we all have experienced. Suddenly we notice very heavy dark clouds emerge. So we know it's going to be very heavy rain. And rain these days, if it's lot, could cause some damage, could cause some flooding. And flooding these days is very common. So I was saying new clouds, dark clouds of new situations. So whenever a new situation comes, just think of dark clouds. Sanskars and karmic accounts will come out. Many sanskars will emerge and karmic accounts will still come. But no matter how the dark clouds come, you just remain stable in your flying stage. You just remain stable in your flying stage. And even the thick and dark clouds will disperse, and with the power of determination, you will become successful. And all that will happen if I maintain a stage, stable in the flying stage. You can study more, churn on flying stage, and then remain in that stage. And it's so interesting when Baba is saying that everything will be all right. With the power of determination, you will become successful. Simply remember a slogan: I have to use everything in a worthwhile way and achieve success. I have to use everything in worthwhile way and achieve success. So that means if there are everything like sanskar and situation, all these clouds appear, I could waste my time. I could worry about them. If I worry, my thought, the power of thought is gone. My time is wasted. So how externally whatever is happening, but internally remain very stable, very much calm. Baba's remembrance, hold Baba's hand so that you are using your thoughts and time in a worthwhile way. And that is your success. So that means whether you call it Maya or the time, that all this will happen externally. But if from now, if we practice to stay in the flying stage, so the aim internally is to use everything in a worthwhile way. Because I have created such accumulation account, there's so much I have accumulated. And in the end, if I waste a lot, so all that will reduce, right? So I have to make sure that everything I use is in worthwhile way. Not get affected, not get involved. We just keep your intellect stable, have flying stage, so that everything you have until end could be used in a worthwhile way. Om Shanti.
So it is time to revise our promise to Baba about maintaining complete purity in thoughts, words, actions, and even dreams. We are sure that Brahma Kumaris, by teaching meditation, will help Bharat to become heaven again or Ram Rajya again. Don't allow negative thoughts. Don't allow thoughts about other people. Why not focus on self and empower yourself?
Om Shanti. Om Shanti Avyakti Parivar. Om Shanti Brother Ken.
Om Shanti, Shireen Ben, Om Shanti.
So Brother Ken is going to share some of his experiences with Didi with us.
Yeah, this is what Didi Mohini was saying about new situations and clouds forming and how we should use everything in a worthwhile way. Certainly, Didi was an example of such simplicity and zero waste. I had I guess over the years, a very strong connection with her because not only because of the RC meetings, because obviously she was always in the meetings, and the meetings would go 3-4 days sometimes, and twice a year. As well as that, I would visit Australia in between, and she was always there. So she was the first senior actually who I guess gave a chance for service to me, because I came into Gyan in London. After 3 months, I went back to Australia, and Didi was still there. A sister who had been there with her in Sydney in the small centre had to go back to Europe, and the brother who had started the service in Australia from London, his brother John Kane, his name, he also went back to England. And so Didi called me one day after a few weeks of having arrived from England, from India. I'd gone to Madhavan and I'd met Baba, and Baba gave me sort of a blessing that I would get something, I'd do some service and bring a bouquet of souls back to Madhavan. I didn't know what that meant. But Didi asked me if I could look after the things in the small centre that was there, because there were no students to support it. she had to go on. Her visa had run out, so she had to leave. I think she went to New Zealand. I'm not sure. And so suddenly, after a few weeks of being in Australia, I was alone. But she was the one that said, keep all of these things of Baba for when I come back. And actually, she only came back to stay 3 years later. So in between, I got a center started with all of the little things that she left me. And she did come back. This was in January 76. I started the center in Sydney. And in, I guess, around April, she came back for a week. And there was already a center with all of the things that she left there. So I remember that 1 week I had to sort of get a lot of instructions about what to do because I was going to stay and she was going to leave. But I remember she had such an attitude of simplicity and a very, very elevated stage, at least for me. I was only new in Gyan. And I had the feeling that anything that I was saying sounded was like would just fall on the floor because it was heavier than where she was at. So she really struck me as someone, and subsequently, of course, all of the contacts we had with her, she came back to Australia 78 in a visit with Daddy Janky, and I hadn't seen Daddy Janky also for all those years. And she came back to stay. And early 79, I received the invitation to go to Brazil. So I wasn't really there in Australia except for a few months when she was back in Australia as the coordinator of things. But subsequently, just had so many, she was like reference point of like a rock of stability for me. She had such a clean and pure heart. And of course, when she was appointed to look after Gyan Sarovar after Daddy Manohar and Daddy Chandramani and I think someone else, she was appointed to look after Gyan Sarovar, and we felt so happy because Gyan Sarovar was really the place that double foreigners use most. So she made us feel very confident that everything would be okay for us, and she really was, again, such a rock of purity and honesty. So many things we could talk about, Didi. So much.
How did you see her transform? Like, I always knew her, but I, of course, met her much later than you did. From, let's say, 1970s to 80s to 90s, when did the RC meeting start?
Well, before the RC meeting was firmly established, it must have been about almost 30 years ago. Before that, of course, there were always service meetings with a few souls, and especially a lot of interaction between the small group of double foreigners that were sort of responsible in service at a higher level, say, the wider level, and our seniors in India. So there was always meetings between the senior brothers and the senior sisters, including the 6 RCs, and then the group of a small group of double foreigners who were appointed to be part of that. It must have been, like, it's more than 30 years ago. But
how did you?
Didi's, well, she would always give very clear and unequivocal answers to anything you'd ask her. Opinions, they were always so clear, and so she was the embodiment of detachment and the embodiment of this sort of the simple way of seeing things, and she would say things clearly as they really were. So she was one of the most transparent people I've ever seen.
So what kind of changes did you witness, let's say from 1970s to recently when you were interacting with her? What changes did you see?
Well, I think she became more and more essenseful. She was already, when she would give a class, she wasn't really into sort of going into things at all. I think she was zero intellectual. And so when she talked about things about Gyan, she would always talk in such a really simple terms. But because she was the embodiment of that, whatever she said would have a greater impact. And so we really enjoyed meeting her. And as time went on, I guess she spoke less and less. But whatever she said was always important. A lot of other people talk a lot and they don't say much, but Didi, she would speak less, but whatever she said was I could see that change over the years, that she would become more and more essential as she talked about what her opinion on different things in service was, as we talked about policies, as we talked about programs and so on, relationships throughout the world between different countries and different regions. Her take on everything was really clear and simple and straightforward.
Can you share a story from recent times about your interaction with her?
I think in the Brahmin family, we can, as far as administrative issues go, we have to stay within our region, so we talk to our regional coordinators. But for spiritual matters, we can choose any of the seniors that we'd like to. And I think for the Brazilians, the one that they'd like to talk to go over their issues, even Sister Luciana, for example, and several others, they would like to talk to Didi about their spiritual stuff. And so sometimes I had to translate with groups of people with her, or meetings, like personal meetings with her. And again, she was really down to earth. I think that because I saw her in Australia, I think the experience in Australia helped her to understand a little bit more the Westerners, because Australians are famously irreverent. They're not very sort of reverent people. They're sort of a bit critical about things, and they also say things. If they have any feelings, they will tell you straight off, what's wrong with you. And so I think she had to take that on board, because I think Bharatwasi is a little bit more diplomatic than Australians are. And so so she had to cope with that lack of diplomacy in the way people would talk about things. So it's very difficult to imagine. I guess that's as there's more and more influence of the Bharatwasis in India, it's becoming more like London. But in those early days, when I left Australia, there was one couple of Bharatwasis in the whole of Australia. So we were not used to it. And then I guess during the 90s, I used to go back quite a lot because my parents were still alive. My Lockheed dad was quite ill, so I had to give a bit of a hand with the Lockheed family. So I could see that she was becoming more and more, I'd say, mellow. That's probably the word. I can just see her. I can just hear her laugh. She was always chuckling away about anything. She had a unique way of speaking too. And so she was always lighthearted. And so I just have sort of different images of her, because the meetings I can't really think of many details of the meetings. I can just remember her general impression on me was always her lightheartedness and her I guess her willingness to understand, especially Australians. So, and I can say that because I shared the room with Charlie for many, many years, every time I would go to Madabane, I was in with the room with Charlie, and every day almost Didi would call Charlie to talk about something, to ask about something. And in between Amritvale and the Morley, always, and lots of conversations. I could hear what he was saying to Didi because we were in the same room. You know, I sort of didn't listen for information, but I could hear it, that how much she trusted Charlie and how much he was really. Even I spoke to Charlie last week, and he said to me just quietly that he didn't think she was going to make it, and it so happened this new situation came up, but he was also so happy of the level of confidence that Didi had in him, because basically since she went to Gansarova, he's also been an absolute right hand for her in the whole region of the Asia Pacific. So because I'm very close to Charlie, I get to know not the secrets, but just the general feeling that everything is flowing, and it's all due to Didi and her confidence and trust in Charlie.
Right. So first question, and then I have another question after this. Of all of the qualities, I was looking at the last rites this morning. For us, it was this morning. I was watching it live, and I was thinking, Didi, before you leave and go on to the next body, I mean, she's gone and went on to the left body, but this in between transition time, I want you to transfer some of your amazing qualities, right? I'm going to go into the subtle region, take drishti from you, and you transfer these qualities to me. What qualities if you were to take some of these qualities, to adopt these qualities, which ones would they be?
Well, I guess her natural humility and her simplicity. Like she didn't even think about it. She would always see things clearly as they really are. Therefore, she could stay simple without going into any detail. She was absolutely uninterested in details, especially if they were unnecessary. That's why I had, even from the beginning, I had that feeling that I was going to talk to Didi. I needed to prepare what I was going to say, because otherwise my words would just fall on the floor. So I guess her natural humility and simplicity, she was not even aware of those qualities. They were so natural to her. And I guess that's the example of someone who's really the embodiment of a quality, any quality. It's not any effort for them to be like that. And I guess her honesty too, her honesty with the yogi, and her honesty with everything, with people, her honesty with money and resources, her honesty with Baba, her honesty with the daddies. So if I wanted to catch up something from her, I mean, I've got these qualities, but I guess not in the same extent as her. So I hoped that she could give me some of this natural flair for these things.
Right. Those are wonderful. For me, I always felt her lack of story around people. Like she didn't have a story about people in her head. Like she was so neutral. There was such neutrality towards everyone. And that's such a wonderful quality to have.
Yeah. In some of those meetings I translated, she would just say sometimes the same thing. Don't think about others so much. Concentrate on your own effort. I mean, that's probably the mantra for a lot of the complicated Westerners.
Right.
Not just Westerners, I guess anyone. But
Right.
she was like she was one of the, let's say, one of the artists. He's really, really approachable by the double foreigners.
Right. What do you feel about, the suddenness, right? Because I was in Madhaban in September. I was in Gyan's Rover. She was coming to Murli, reading Murli, and I love the way Didi reads Murli. No fluff, straight to the point. Especially if you're going through jet lag and all of that, and you're sitting there, and I loved the way she was reading Murli. Amrit Vela, she opened the retreat, and so for me, it's like she was so alive and well, like last month, right? If someone told me a month later this would happen, I wouldn't have believed them. So what is your take on just the suddenness of everything?
Well, I think it's a lesson for all of us. I mean, she was obviously completely ready because her new role was requiring her to leave the body. And so that coincided with all of these scenes that we saw, that she obviously has some special role. The advance party was calling her. I think she has a very, very special role to play in the advance party. And because of her nature, because of her qualities. So I don't know about this. I think if you see all of our seniors, any of them can just go at any time, right? If you think about it. Well,
I could go anytime.
I was looking, one of the when I came into Gyan, the only Didi that was around was Didi Mohini, though others were called Didis, but we Westerners didn't have any contact with these other Didis in India. The only Didi that we knew was Didi Mohini. And Didi Nemla, that came up later. But I was just looking up Didi Mohini's story the other day, and I thought when she left the body, it must have been, I thought she was around 75, but in fact, she was only 68. Didi Mohini was only 68, right?
Right.
And so that was unbelievable when that happened.
So, Ken Bai,
yeah.
I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I'm going to put you on the spot because I should have warned you. Can you sing a few lines of a song for Didi for us?
Can I sing a few songs?
Few lines. It doesn't have to be a whole song.
Okay. That's really putting me on the spot. Because I've got
I should have warned you.
Let me see. I think probably that old favorite of everyone, which is, let me see if I've got, I can help you out here. Let me just see a second. Maybe I've got the music. That will help.
I don't have the music, so it has to be a cappella right now.
I've got the music here on my phone. It's probably gonna work okay, I suppose. Let's see. Yeah, I'm sure wherever Didi is, she's receiving all of our love from everyone so much.
So while Brother Ken is looking for the music and while he's singing the song, I want us all, the suggestion is that We really remember Didi with a lot of love, and also remember what is the one quality we want to receive from Baba through Didi as an instrument. What is the one quality that Didi embodied?
I think she was the embodiment of surrender. That's actually the essence of this song. Can you hear it? The music?
Yes.
Like moths plunging towards the flame, we journey to our home again. Like flowers open to catch the sun, our minds are open to see the one. Have you is the sweetest thing to feel. You are our everything. Oh, Baba. Dearest Baba. You came into this darkest night. You gave us back our inner side. You found us broken and full of shame. You gave us back our crowns again. To have you is the sweetest thing to feel. You are our everything. Oh, Baba. Dearest Baba. Dearest Baba. So when I think of Didi, I would think of our dearest Baba because that's where her vision was and that's where her heart was. So,
Thank you so much, Brother Ken. So before we close, can we just have 1 minute of remembrance and in this time really take something from receive something from the Baba through the and her qualities. Shanti. Thank you, Brother Ken.
Om Shanti, Shri Ben. Om Shanti, everyone. Bye.
परम पिता शिव की शिव शक्तियाँ गई शिव शक्तियाँ आ गई धरती पे शिव शक्तियाँ आ गई
माता जय काल रात्रि माता धन वैभव संपत्ति धन वैभव संपत्ति की तुम ही दाता जय काल रात्रि माता
Om Shanti, Avyakti Parivar. Thank you, Kanbai and Sharon Ben. Kanbai, thank you so much for coming and sharing all the beautiful experiences with Didi Nirmala ji. And we really appreciate. We also saw the funeral of Didi, and also there was a book offering by Mohini Didi. We did connect through Madhuban in a Avyakti Parivar in the morning, and we showed the whole video. But of course, we'll show the glimpse also tomorrow. But now tomorrow is scheduled from Amrit Vela, 3:30 a.m. to 4:45 a.m. Meditation will start at 6 a.m. followed by Hindi Sakar Murli, followed by meditation book offering, and then English Avyakt Murli till 9:30. In the evening 6 p.m. Bhakti will start, followed by Spotlight Drishti sharing, Hindi series, English series, Avyakti Journey. Welcome to Avyakti Journey. Avyakt Murlis from 1969, speaking to the heart of an angel.
Om Shanti. Avyakt Murli, 18th of October 1971. Deepmala is the memorial of rosary of the living Deepaks. You should give one another the treasures of the jewels of knowledge from the Father that you have made your own through your own experience, through which that soul also become especially experienced in that. This is a special gift. You have to give one another such a gift that it becomes a memorial for all time. When you give such jewels to others, then that soul will definitely always remember the jewels you have given them, together with remembrance of the Father. So, you should give others a gift that makes them complete for all time. Celebrate Deepavali in this way and become an elevated soul and do elevated service of souls. Today, all souls are thirsty for wealth. Give such thirsty souls spiritual wealth through which they never have a need to ask for wealth. Who ask for wealth? Beggars. Today, souls are beggars. They can be called royal beggars. No matter how much of a millionaire souls are, they're still beggars. Liberate such beggar souls from begging. This is unlimited service. You are the children of the bestower, are you not? So, children of the bestower of blessings, make beggar souls prosperous with the power of your blessings and the power of the donation of knowledge. On this day, the children of the bestower of fortune and the bestower of blessings should have mercy for the beggar souls. Maya and the world bows down to the souls who have such mercy for others. This is why they ignite the lamps even today. When they ignite a lamp, they definitely bow down. So the memorial is everlasting, even now, of the souls who are such ignited lamps. People don't bow down to lamps that are extinguished. So always become an ignited lamp. Even Bap Dada salutes such souls. Acha. Om Shanti.
Use every treasure in a worthwhile way and become an embodiment of success. Remain stable in your flying stage Because of the closeness of time, dark clouds of new situations, sanskars, and karmic accounts will come. But no matter how many dark clouds come, you just remain stable in your flying stage, and even the thick, dark clouds will disperse, and with the power of determination, you will become successful. Simply remember a short slogan. I have to use everything in a worthwhile way and achieve success.
हर खजाने को सफल कर सफलता मूर्त बनो। उड़ती कला की स्टेज। समय की समीपता के कारण नई नई बातें, संस्कार, हिसाब किताब के काले बादल आएंगे, लेकिन कितने भी काले बादल आए, आप अपनी उड़ती कला की स्टेज पर स्थित रहना, तो गहरे काले बादल भी बिखर जाएंगे और आप दृढ़ता के बल से सफल हो जाएंगे। सिर्फ छोटा सा स्लोगन याद रखना कि सफल करके सफलता पानी है। ओम शांति। आवाज से परे, मधुर साज से भरे, अंदाज में बुलाए बाबा पुकार के बच्चिया। आवाज से परे, मधुर साज से भरे, अंदाज में बुलाए बाबा पुकार के बच्चिया। सितारों से दूर, सितारों का जहां, रहता परम सितारा बेहद सुकून वहां। सितारों से दूर, सितारों का जहां, रहता परम सितारा बेहद सुकून वहां। बच्चिया
Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti.